shadows between us. When Amanda Foster moved into her new apartment, she was eager to start a fresh chapter in her life. The breakup with her fiancé had left her emotionally drained, but this charming one-bedroom unit in a quiet neighborhood felt like the perfect place to heal. The apartment, located on the top floor of an old brick building, had large windows that bathed the living room in sunlight, a small balcony overlooking a park, and just enough space for her and her dreams of a simpler life. The first few weeks were uneventful. Amanda busied herself with decorating the apartment, arranging bookshelves, and setting up her tiny workspace by the window where she planned to resume her long-abandoned habit of writing. She enjoyed the solitude, the gentle hum of life outside her window, and the occasional greetings from her neighbors in the hallway. Everything seemed normal until the notes began to appear. The first note was tucked under her doormat. It was a small piece of paper with neat handwriting that read, "Welcome to the building. Let me know if you need anything." There was no name, just a smiley face at the bottom. Amanda assumed it was from one of her neighbors and thought little of it. She pinned the note to her fridge with a magnet and went about her day. A week later, another note appeared, this time on her balcony table. "You have a lovely view. Perfect for inspiration." Amanda felt a shiver run down her spine. How had someone accessed her balcony? She lived on the top floor, and there was no connecting fire escape. She looked around but saw no one. Brushing off her unease, she convinced herself it was a harmless gesture, perhaps from a neighbor who had a key from the previous tenant. As days turned into weeks, the notes became more frequent and increasingly personal. "You look beautiful in blue," read one, which Amanda found on her kitchen counter. Another said, "That book you're reading seems intriguing. Do you believe in second chances?" Amanda's heart raced as she read these words. She hadn't mentioned the book to anyone. Who was leaving these notes? And how were they getting into her apartment? Amanda's initial curiosity morphed into paranoia. She started double-checking her locks and even installed a new security system. Yet the notes continued to appear. Each one was meticulously written, and the messages became increasingly intimate, as if the writer knew her thoughts and routines. One evening, Amanda decided to confide in her best friend, Claire. Over cups of tea in Amanda's cozy living room, she laid out the notes on the coffee table. "It's creepy," Claire said, examining the papers. "Have you told the landlord or the police?" "I thought about it," Amanda admitted. "But what would I say? There's no proof anyone's breaking in. It's just unnerving." Claire frowned. "You're not imagining this, Amanda. Someone's clearly trying to get your attention. You need to take this seriously." That night, Amanda couldn't sleep. Every creak of the floorboards, every gust of wind against the windows, felt like a threat. She stayed up, clutching a kitchen knife and pacing the apartment, her mind racing with possibilities. Who could be doing this? Was it someone she knew, or a complete stranger? The next day, Amanda decided to take matters into her own hands. She set up a small camera in the living room and another by the balcony door, hoping to catch the intruder in the act. For days, she anxiously checked the footage, but nothing out of the ordinary appeared. The notes, however, didn't stop. One morning, she found a note taped to her bathroom mirror. "You're stronger than you think." It was both comforting and chilling. Amanda's frustration boiled over. Whoever was doing this wasn't just invading her space, they were invading her mind. Then, something unexpected happened. Amanda received an invitation to a small gathering hosted by her downstairs neighbor, Mrs. Reynolds, an elderly woman who often waved to her in the hallway. Amanda almost declined, but Claire convinced her to go. "It'll be good for you to meet the other tenants," Claire said. "Maybe you'll find some answers." At the gathering, Amanda met several residents. A young couple from the second floor, a retired teacher who lived next door, and a man named David, who introduced himself as the building's handyman. David was tall and soft-spoken, with kind eyes and a quiet demeanor. He mentioned he had worked in the building for years and knew it like the back of his hand. "If you ever need anything," David said, "don't hesitate to ask." His words struck a chord with Amanda, reminding her of the first note she had received. Could David be the one leaving the messages? The thought lingered in her mind, but she didn't confront him. Instead, she decided to watch him closely. Over the next few days, she noticed David around the building more often than usual. He seemed to appear wherever she was, fixing a light in the hallway when she returned from grocery shopping or sweeping the front steps as she left for a walk. It could have been a coincidence, but Amanda's gut told her otherwise. Determined to uncover the truth, Amanda devised a plan. She wrote a note of her own and left it on her balcony table. "Who are you? Why are you doing this?" She hoped the mysterious writer would take the bait. The next morning, the note was gone, replaced with a new one. "You already know the answer." Amanda's heart pounded. The cryptic response only deepened the mystery. She decided to confront David directly. Catching him in the hallway, she asked, "David, can we talk?" He looked surprised but nodded. They sat on a bench outside the building, the afternoon sun casting long shadows on the pavement. "Is everything okay?" he asked. "I need to know," Amanda said, her voice trembling. "Are you the one leaving the notes?" David's expression shifted, a mixture of guilt and hesitation. "Yes," he admitted quietly. "I'm sorry if I scared you. That was never my intention." Amanda's mind raced. Why would you do this?" David sighed. "When you moved in, you reminded me of someone I used to know. My sister. She passed away a few years ago. She was a writer like you, and she struggled after a bad breakup. I guess I saw a bit of her in you, and I wanted to help, but I didn't know how to say it. So I wrote the notes. I thought they might encourage you, make you feel less alone." Amanda was stunned. The anger she had carried for weeks dissolved, replaced by a mix of relief and empathy. "David, you should have just talked to me," she said. "The notes were unsettling, but I understand now. Thank you for caring. David nodded, his eyes downcast. I'll stop. Promise. I just didn't want you to feel the way my sister did. In the days that followed, Amanda found herself reflecting on David's words. She had been so consumed by fear and suspicion that she hadn't considered the possibility of kindness behind the notes. She decided to channel her experiences into her writing, crafting a story about connection and the unexpected ways people touch each other's lives. As the weeks turned into months, Amanda and David developed a friendship. He helped her fix things around the apartment, and she shared her writing with him. The notes stopped, but the sense of support remained. For the first time in a long while, Amanda felt hopeful, not just about her writing, but about life. And as she sat by her window, typing away on her laptop, she realized the shadows between people could sometimes be bridged by small acts of understanding and compassion.
Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, and share our channel Magic Mingle with your friends to enjoy more magical stories.